The following program has been rated PG-13.
Shalom, Israel, giving honor and praise to the Most High God for the reading and the understanding of His Word and family. Ooh, as you can already tell, I am giddy tonight. Oh my goodness, I could not wait to get to this lesson. I couldn't wait. I could not wait until I was able to bring this one out. We are going to be talking about one of the anomalies in our history. And y'all know I go crazy with that. I love it. It's my favorite teachings. But of course, before we can get into that, I have to address you, the royal family, by saying this. I want to wish every king, every queen, every prince, and every princess, I want to wish you a wonderful, magnificent Sabbath. And once again, thank you for bringing this in with your brother this week. And family. Can I ask your permission to address something here for just about a minute or two? And this is not to any one of the royal family members. This is going out to certain camp people that have a problem with little old Mike Maliss, little old me. Now, family, let me ask y'all a question. Did y'all know that I have a fashion consultant? Yeah, a fashion consultant that I don't know about. Because apparently, and listen to how petty this is, apparently there are people that have an issue with the things that I wear. Oh, I kid you not. I'm not making this up. I cannot make this up. Little old evil me that wears a baseball cap and I wear t-shirts. They said I look like a thug. Oh, ooh, that hurt. No, it didn't. It made me laugh. To those of you, and I know you're watching right now, I find that to be very creepy and I find it to be very gay. Okay? What the hell do you care about what I wear? Okay? It's mine. I wear what I want to. And it's a damn shame that I even have to take a moment to even address that. What the hell do you care about what I wear for? You know, I understand that I do not broaden my phylacteries, as the Bible say, and wear these luxurious gowns and with the big fringes on there so I can present myself to look like something from the heavens. I don't wear those garments because I actually like for people to approach me when they see me, because I'm very basic and I'm very down to earth. You see, when people actually see me on the streets, because there are people that recognize me and they see me on the streets, they can actually come up and talk to me and I have a full-fledged conversation with those individuals. I'll either shake their hand or give them a hug, whichever one that they actually prefer. Do you know why? Because I am a relatable, approachable person and I don't think that I'm God. Unlike a lot of you with your luxurious garments. And let me tell you something, it's nothing wrong with the garment. It's the person that's in it. You're the problem. Do you know a lot of these camps, they even, they go the distance of building a stage just so that they can be above everybody else? You realize that? You guys are devils, and gay devils at that. Seriously, what the hell is the matter with you? Let me tell you something. You brothers need to humble yourselves, okay? Don't worry about me. I'm doing my thing with my family. You worry about you and your congregation. Okay? Because quite frankly, I'm getting pretty tired of a lot of you camp leaders, and not all of you, because there's many of you that I do respect, but there's also many of you that I don't. And I'm getting very sick and tired of hearing your little sugar darts fly past my radar. Okay? Seriously, shut up. Mind your business. Do what you do. Okay? You have your brothel, camp over there, you know. You deal with that, okay? For some of you damn former pimps, camp leaders, okay? We can go there. I'm telling you, just mind your business and do what you do. Don't worry about here. I got this. This is my family. This is the royal family. We got this. Okay? Because a lot of your members are actually reaching out to me. And the only thing that I tell them is welcome home. At least here, I'm not going to keep you in the building for 5 to 6 hours and harass you and berate you and badger you for not paying your tithes, membership fees. You see, at least here what they can do, they can come get the word, be edified, and then dismiss so that they can go spend the Sabbath with the Father and with their families as they're supposed to do versus being cooped up in a building for 5, 6, 7 hours and having their time taken away from the Most High and their families. You bunch of selfish, egotistical devils. Mind your damn business and stay out of my face. Shut up. Do something with yourselves. How about you actually teach somebody versus berating them and digging your hands into their wallets and their pocketbooks? Huh? Or how about you take the time to actually address their kings before talking to their queens and stuff like that? How about we do things like that before you say something to me? Or worrying about my hat? Or worrying about my baseball cap? Or worrying about my fabulous shirt that I look so great in? Yeah. Mind your business. Now, family, back to business. Back to business. Family, please, I want you to open your Bibles to the 1611 King James Version Bible with the Apocrypha, and I want you to go to Bel and the Dragon. It's in the Apocrypha. Ooh, I cannot wait to get to this. Oh my goodness, I could not wait. This is gonna be such a great night. And to every last new family member, do me a favor. Please put your name in the live chat so that we can address you and show you real love like we do here. Please give me the opportunity to address you and say thank you and hello. All right, here we go. Bel and the Dragon. And family, for those who do, please welcome them to the family. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Let me get a drink real quick. And no, this is not vodka. For some of you camp leaders that don't like showing what's in your cups. Yeah, let me take one more drink. They annoy me. They do. Okay, Bel and the Dragon. And it's only one chapter. And family, when I tell y'all, you're going to find out just how great this world used to be. Okay? Here we go. Bel and the Dragon, verse 1. And King Astyages was gathered to his fathers, and Cyrus of Persia received his kingdom. So remember here, I want you to use your imagination. This is one of those lessons, okay? And Daniel, stop. What Daniel is this? Daniel of the book of Daniel. Daniel and the lions. Now, what you're going to see here in this particular lesson, I don't want to say anything. All right, I don't want to say nothing yet. I'm just going to keep going, okay? I'm just going to keep going. Verse 2. And Daniel conversed with the king and was honored above all his friends. You see this? So Daniel actually has some clout with the kings, okay? Verse 3. Now, the Babylons had an idol called Bel, and there were spent upon him every day 12 great measures of fine flour and 40 sheep and 6 vessels of wine. So now we got to stop here for a second. I got to break some things down. So here you have Daniel, who is a noble and honored man, who is an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. And right now he's in the presence of the king of Cyrus of Persia. So what's happening right now is that they're taking a look at this idol. It's this huge, big dragon, and they call the name Bel. And what they would do, they would go and they would take flour, meaning bread and, things like that, and wine, and they would take it and they would feed it to this so-called idol. All right, so we're going to go back into it. I'm just laying everything out so you can have a full understanding of the verbiage that's coming out. Verse 4. And the king worshiped it. Now, this is the king. These are not Israelites, okay? These are Babylonians. And they worship this actual damn deity. All right, verse, I'm gonna read it again. And the king worshiped it and went daily to adore it. But Daniel worshiped his own God. You see that? Daniel is an Israelite and he worshiped the Father, the God of Israel. Although, with these Persians, Babylonians, they sit there and they worship this damn idol. I'm going to read it one more time. And the king worshiped it and went daily to adore it. But Daniel worshiped his own God. And the king said unto him, why dost not thou worship Bel? So the king is like, wait a second, why do you not worship Bel? All right, we all worship him. Why don't you worship him? Verse 5. Who answered and said, because I may not worship idols made with hands, but the living God, who have created the heaven and the earth and the sovereignty over all flesh. So you see that? So Daniel was like, look, I don't give a damn about this damn dragon. I worship the true living God. Remember, an idol does not live, okay? It's an inanimate object. And these Babylonians and Persians and whoever else used to go over to this damn idol and worship it. And not only worship it, but take it food. So now you clearly see just how stupid they really are. Okay? So verse 5, I'll read it again. Who answered and said, because I may not worship idols made with hands. Now that's in the commandments. We cannot worship idols, graven images, false anything. The only worship that we Israelites are to give is to the Father in heaven, just like Christ told us. Who have created the heaven and the earth and the sovereignty over all flesh. Verse 6. Then said the king unto him, thinkest thou not that Bel is a living God? He said, wait a second, you don't think this is a living God? Bel right here? Is she not a living God? But yet it's an inanimate object. Again, just the stupidity of these idiots. Read it again. Then said the king unto him, thinkest thou not that Bel is a living God? Seest thou not how much he eateth and drinketh every day? I have to stress to you, family, the absolute stupidity. And now this is a king. This is the king talking. So these people used to take the flour, the bread, wine, and everything over to this inanimate dragon. And this king actually believed that the dragon would eat the food. Okay. Verse 7. Then Daniel smiled. He laughing at him. So then Daniel smiled and said, O king, be not deceived. For this is but clay within and brass without, and did never eat or drink anything. So Daniel's calling him an idiot. He's laughing at him. He's like, listen, look, king, it's clay on the inside and it's brass on the outside. All right. This inanimate object never ate a damn thing. Didn't eat anything. Verse 8. So the king was wroth. So he got mad because now Daniel just insulted this man. He insulted him. He was laughing at him. I want y'all to get that. He was laughing at him. And I'm telling you this here because it's going to mean something later. Daniel is laughing at this idiot. So the king was wroth. He was mad and called for his priests and said unto them, if ye tell me not who this is that devoureth these expenses, ye shall die. So he called up his priests and was like, wait a minute. Now look. Y'all better tell me who ate this damn bread and stuff, because Daniel just said that this thing is not alive. He said that this thing can't eat. So you priests, y'all better tell me who's eating this stuff. Verse 9, he said, either you tell me or I'm going to kill you. Verse 9, but if ye can certify me that Bel devoureth them, then Daniel shall die. You see the stipulation there? He's like, wait a second. So if y'all tell me and prove to me that this damn inanimate dragon ate this food, I'll let you live. But if you can't, then I'm going to kill you. But if you can, then I'm going to kill Daniel. All right? Verse 9, read it again. But if ye can certify me that Bel devoureth them, then Daniel shall die. For he hath spoken blasphemy against Bel. Do you see that? Do y'all see how they feel about their gods? Blasphemy, he says. And Daniel said unto the king, let it be according to thy word. Daniel said, let it be according to your word, baby. I'm not worried about that. Let all this that you just said, let it happen. Verse 10. Now, the priests of Bel were 70, beside their wives and children. And the king went with Daniel into the temple of Bel. So now it's giving you the layout of all of the men, 70, plus their wives and their children. So this is a lot of people. All right. Also to give you an idea about how big this thing is too. Verse 11. So Bel's priest said, lo, we go out, but thou, O king, set on the meat and make ready the wine and shut the door fast and seal it with thine own signet. So now the priest is like, okay, we're going to prove it. We're going to prove it. So king, here we go. Everybody get out. Come on, everybody get out. Sit down, the meat, the bread, and the wine right there. Sit it down right there. Come out of the temple, close the door, seal it. And a signet is wax. It was either wax or clay, whichever way that they did it. And you take this seal and you would stamp it in there, and it will have like the king's signature on there. And they did that right there on the base of the door and on the crack of the door, so that if it was open, that seal would be broken. So that's the priest said, everybody come out, sit the food down, and king, put your seal right there, and I guarantee you it's going to look the same in the morning. Watch. Verse 12. And tomorrow, when thou comest in, if thou findest not that Bel hath eaten up all, we will suffer death, or else Daniel that speaketh falsely against us. So he said, now, that seal is still going to be there, and that food is going to be gone. And whichever way it turns out, that person is going to die. Whichever way. So, if the food is eaten, Daniel dies. If the food is not eaten, then we die. All right? Verse 13. Well, hold on. Actually, which one were we at? Yeah, verse 13. And they little regarded it. They wasn't even caring about it. And they little regarded it, for under the table they had made a privy entrance, whereby they entered in continually and consumed those things. So let me break this down here. They had a trap door under the temple so that they can actually go in, take the food, and eat it. Now you may be thinking, okay, that's not that big of a deal, but let me explain something here to you, what's going on. That food and everything was provided by the king, because the king worshiped Bel. So that means whoever was taking this food was stealing from the king. And they were eating that food and everything for themselves and their family, versus it going to this damn paganistic deity. So if the king found this out, remember, he's going to be pissed in more than one way. First of all, y'all lied to me about this inanimate object eating the food, and also y'all niggas are stealing from me. All right, so that's the scenario, okay? Which is why the king was so wroth, why he said that in the beginning. All right, so now let's go to verse 14. So when they were going forth, the king set meats before Bel. You see that? The king placed that food there. It wasn't his peasants. The king put that there himself. Now Daniel had commanded his servants to bring ashes. Now, I want you to understand the level of intelligence of our people. I want you to see just how intelligent Daniel truly is. Now Daniel had commanded his servants. Now Daniel had servants. You get it. Now Daniel had commanded his servants to bring ashes And those they strewed throughout all the temple in the presence of the king alone. Then they went out and shut the door and sealed it with the king's signet, and so departed. So, if you're not picking up on what happened, Daniel said, everybody, king, get rid of your people. Get them out. Get them out. Now, my servants, I want y'all to go get some ashes. Go get some ashes. Yeah. Sprinkle the ashes all over the floor. So remember, this is in the presence of Daniel, his servants, and the king. So, of course, you know what they did? The king set it down, and he told the king, all right, come on, step out. Get behind me. And the servants, they were taking the ashes and sprinkling the ashes all over the floor. Now, remember, the king's servants and his priests, they did not see that. They did not see that happen. So Daniel went ahead and laid a trap. Yeah, baby. All right, let's continue. Where did we leave off at? And shut the door and sealed it with the king's signet, and so departed. So that's what they did. They went, they laid the ashes and everything down, closed the door, sealed it with signet, bounced. Verse 15. Now, in the night came the priest with their wives and children, as they were wont to do, and did eat and drink up all. Boom. So now you got to ask yourself the question, what just happened? Daniel set the trap, put the ashes on the floor. Remember, it's night. It's nighttime. So they don't see that they're making footprints in the floor. They can't even tell because they didn't take anything or light it up, because if they would have lit lights, then that would have grabbed somebody's attention. They just do this in the dark. So they don't see the ashes on the floor. So now they're sitting there making all those footprints, being sneaky. All right. Verse 16. In the morning betime, the king arose and Daniel with him. Verse 18. No, excuse me. Verse 17. And the king said, Daniel, are the seals whole? And he said, yeah, O king, they be whole. Yeah, the seal is whole. Nobody broke. Nobody came through this door. Verse 18. And as soon as he had opened the door, the king looked upon the table and cried with a loud voice, great art thou, O Bel, and with thee is no deceit at all. So the king is still stupid. He's still dumb. He's stupid. He didn't even look at the damn floor. His eyes went directly to the food. He saw Daniel lay down the ashes, but you know what? He was stupid and he didn't realize what Daniel was laying a trap for. He didn't even know. He's an idiot, just like the majority of them today. All right. Verse 19. Then laughed Daniel. And Daniel laughing at him again. So as you see the little regard that Daniel had for this man, he was laughing at him in his face. And he continued to laugh at him in his face. So think about that. I seriously want y'all to think about this here for a second. Think about one of our brothers dealing with a damn Edomite. And be like, like, you Edomite damn fool, you idiot. Watch. Then laughed Daniel and held the king that he should not go in, and said, behold. So right there, the king was getting ready to walk on the floor, and Daniel pulled him back like, no, stop, stay right here. Behold now the pavement, and mark well, those footsteps are these. So Daniel told him, he said, nigga, look down. Look at the floor. There are footprints leading up to that, you idiot. Verse 20. And the king said, I see the footsteps of men, women, and children. And the king was angry. Those very same people that came. Those very same ones. And the king was like, wait a minute, there's big footprint, half a footprint, little footprints. What the hell? Oh, I've been hoodwinked. I've been bamboozled. I've been tricked. Idiot. Dumb. And so many of them run corporations today. Just makes you wonder, right? Verse 21. And took the priest with their wives and children, who shewed him the privy doors. You see that? So now Daniel went and found the trap door and was like, whoop, up, there it is. There it is. There's the entrance. Now, I got a question for y'all. I got a question for you. If you are a king and you are a ruler over an entire landmass, how in the hell do you not know that your people built a trap door? It just goes to show you, and I keep stressing this, it goes to show you just how stupid the other nations truly are. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying it to be truthful. These individuals are idiots. I'm reading one more time. And took the priests with their wives and children, who shewed him the privy doors, where they came in and consumed such things as were upon the table. So now the king has a problem. First of all, he's embarrassed. Why is he embarrassed? He had no idea that that trap door was there. Number two, he just came into the fact that his people are stealing from him, and these are his so-called priests, the ones that are supposed to be honest. They're not Israelites. They were his priests to worship a pagan deity. Now, the third issue is that here's this damn pagan deity that he knows is 100% fake. All right. Verse 22. Therefore, the king slew them. He killed them niggas right there on the spot. And delivered Bel into Daniel's power, who destroyed him and his temple. So now it's about to start picking up, family. Now we are about to get into something here. So here's what happened. The king he killed the priests, wives, children. He killed everybody. He said, I can't believe these niggas stole from me. I can't believe that this thing right here is not real. And I can't believe that I've been hoodwinked and bamboozled this whole time. So he took that power and he gave that power to Daniel. He gave authority over to Daniel. But watch this. Watch what's coming next. Verse 23. And in that same place, listen to me close. And in that same place, there was a great dragon, which they of Babylon worship. Stop. So wait a second. So you mean to tell me there's this false idol, and also in that room, there's also a living, breathing dragon. There's a dragon in this room, a real one, aside from the idol. A dragon, family, a dragon. The very same dragons that they show you on shows like Game of Thrones, Dungeons and Dragons, Earhart, all of those things that Esau stole from us. This is our history, family. Do y'all get that? Dragons are real. More than real. And there was one right there, but I'm not going to go ahead of myself. Let's continue. It's going to prove it. Watch this. Verse 24. And the king said unto Daniel, wilt thou also say that this is a brass? So now he directed his attention away from the actual brass dragon to the real dragon. Now he's trying to get some redemption. Because remember, he's embarrassed. He feels stupid. So he turns to Daniel. He says, okay, so you're going to tell me that this real dragon right here, this one, you're going to tell me that this one is made of brass? Watch this. And the king said unto Daniel, wilt thou also say that this is a brass? Lo, he liveth. He said, this one is living. He lives. He eateth and drinketh. Thou canst not say that he is no living God. Therefore we worship him. So what he's telling Daniel was like, okay, so now we built this false image based off of this dragon right here that I'm showing you, this living, breathing dragon. So if that one is not real, then this one damn sure is, and this is why we worship him. This is why we worship this one right here. Look at, you see, that's just like a damn Edomite for you. Looking for redemption when they're wrong. Because, you know, they can't stand being wrong. And especially if a black man prove them wrong. Oh, they got a problem with that. They can't stand it. You see that? The nerve, the absolute nerve. All right, let's continue. All right, verse 25. Then said Daniel unto the king, I will worship the Lord my God, for he is the living God. Now, I want you to understand Daniel's attitude, all this. First of all, I want you to understand the attitude in the room. The attitude in the room is that there are men in this room with a damn living, breathing dragon. So now, so many of you may be like, okay, yo, I can't listen to this. This is absolutely preposterous. I don't believe that. The Bible doesn't say anything about dragons. Dragons aren't real, they're mythical. So now we're going to take a little detour. So where are we leaving off at? We're leaving off verse 25. I want you to go to Job chapter 40 and verse 15. The book of Job, Job chapter 40 and verse 15. Here we go. Here it is. Verse 15. Now, this is the Most High talking to Job. And now the Most High has Job's attention. And he directed Job's focus to something that is right beside him. Watch. Behold, now Behemoth. This is the Most High telling Job, behold, now Behemoth, which I made with thee, he eateth grass as an ox. So the Most High said, I made this big beast, Behemoth, I made him right along with man. I made him right along with you on earth. He's right here. But what science does, what this white man told everybody was that these damn so-called dinosaurs lived millions of years before the caveman. That's not what the Bible says. The scriptures say that the dinosaur, because that's what it is. Now, understand the term dinosaur. The term dinosaur was not invented. It was like the late 1800s is when that term came into play. That is why the term dinosaur is not in the Bible. The Most High calls them behemoths, some leviathans. He has different names for them. The cockatrice has different names for these things. But in this particular case, the Most High is referencing behemoth. Okay, you can't say behemoth. You can't say that. No, listen to how big this thing is. I'm going to read it again. I'm going to go back to verse 15. Behold, now Behemoth, which I made with thee, he eateth grass as an ox. This is a living, breathing animal. Living and breathing that eats grass. Yes, a grass eater, an herbivore. Okay? Verse 16. Lo now, his strength is in his loins, and his force is in the navel of his belly. Verse 17, he moveth his tail like a cedar. Stop. You see how big this damn thing is? That his tail is as big as a cedar tree. That's just his tail. Now remember, this is not Leviathan. Leviathan is in the water. This is one that's on land. Okay? The sinews of his stones are wrapped together. Now, if you don't know what sinews are, that's your tendons and ligaments. Verse 18, his bones are as strong pieces of brass. His bones are like bars of iron. He is the chief of the ways of God. He that made him can make his sword to approach unto him. Surely, surely the mountains, I'm going to say that again. Surely the mountains bring him forth food, where all the beasts of the field play. Do y'all see how big this damn thing is? Do you see it? This damn thing is huge. He's so big that he eats from the mountains. It's real. Yup, they're real. All right, verse 21. He lieth under the shady trees in the covert of the reed and fens. So he's able to hide himself. You see all of that land and everything out there because we are industrial individuals now, because the most that we know about is architecture, buildings, and things like that. But there are so many places on this planet, so many untouched places on this planet where there is nothing but greenery. There's places on this planet that man has not touched yet. Hasn't touched. And also areas where man hasn't been in a very long time. And you better believe that these animals reside there away from people. The Most High took them and he put them up, reserved them until the end. Until the end. Let's go. The shady trees cover him with their shadow. The willows of the brook compass him about. Behold, he drinketh up a river. Did y'all hear that, family? This big ass behemoth is able to drink up a river. Behold, he drinketh up a river and hasteth not. He trusteth that he can draw up Jordan into his mouth. Stop there. Let's go back. Bel and the Dragon. And we left off at verse 25. Now it's going to get even better. I'm reading it again. Then said Daniel unto the king, I will worship the Lord my God, for he is a living God. So now you see there that Daniel is not fazed by any of these things because he's seen them. We walked with them. Daniel don't give a damn about this damn dragon in there. So watch. Verse 26. But give me leave, O king, and I shall slay this dragon without sword or staff. The king said, I give thee leave. So Daniel said to the king, all right, well, let me go ahead and bounce and I'm going to kill this dragon right here. So in other words, for one, my God is the true living God. And my God is going to give me the power to destroy this damn thing without a sword. I'm not going to need a sword to kill this damn thing. Watch. Verse 27. Then Daniel took pitch. If you don't know what pitch is, it's tar. Then Daniel took pitch and fat and hair and did sieve them together. So he took them and he boiled those things together and made lumps thereof. This he put in the dragon's mouth. And so the dragon burst in sunder. And Daniel said, lo, these are the gods you worship? Do you see the level of gangster that Daniel was? This is the same one that fought off the lions. Why do you think them lions didn't mess with him? First of all, he was already under the protection of the Most High. The Most High said, I got you there. Don't worry about that. Now here's another story that they did not tell you about, that Christianity will never bring, because if they do, then they have to say, wait a second, I've been to a museum before. I've seen these damn things. Or, excuse me, I've seen the miniature versions of these damn things. So Daniel took tar, fat, and hair, boiled it together, and was like, come here, tell that damn dragon, come here. And stuffed it in his mouth. And the dragon burst into two, split in half. Israelite men, you better listen to me right now. Do you see the power that we truly possess? Do you see why they tried to kill us for years and they couldn't? Do you see why they attacked the black man with such violence and the veracity to kill? Do you see that? Do you understand now why? Do you get it? Do you see why I always bring out the scriptures that say you are a god? This man is killing dragons. Do you see why they are so quick to shoot? You see, they know our book. And not only do they know our book, they know our strength. They know what we're able to do. And before we can do anything, they say, take him out. Take him out. Kill him. We'll deal with the court cases. Kill him. Because if those men start rising up, we in trouble. I'm telling y'all. Woo! I'm telling y'all, they know. Oh my goodness, they know. All right, let's continue. Oh man, I'm gonna get beside myself. So again, I'm gonna read the last part of verse 27. Lo, these are the gods you worship. So now Daniel is still talking trash to him. He's talking trash. He's like, nigga, first, here's your false idol, and I just went ahead and slayed your dragon. For one, and they should have known already that the Most High pointed out to Job these damn things right there in front of him. But yet, they didn't care. They said, we're not going to worship the living God. We're going to worship what he created. Idiots. All right, verse 28. When they of Babylon heard that, they took great indignation, great hatred, and conspired against the king. They conspired against the king now. Now his people are turning on him, saying, the king has become a Jew. Oh my gosh, what a damn insult. Oh gosh, the king is now a Jew. Do you see how that hatred was all the way back then? Do you see why it is so important for you to wear your fringes? They know who you are. They have had a hatred all the way back then, all the way till now, because they know who we are. They know our power, and they know their demise. This is why they will never read this in Christian church. All right, but read it again. When they of Babylon heard that, they took great indignation and conspired against the king, saying, the king is become a Jew, and he hath destroyed Bel. He hath slain the dragon and put the priest to death. Now, we got to break down this paragraph right here. Because as you see, they said he destroyed Bel, which was the idol. Then next, he destroyed the dragon, and then he destroyed the priest. 3 different things. Because you'll have some people out there that cannot comprehend and put this together, that there was an actual idol, there was an actual dragon, and there were also the priests. You see that? That's why there's a comma there and not a semicolon, because a comma separates different entities. So these were 3 different things. Verse 29. So they came to the king and said, deliver us Daniel, or else we will destroy thee and thine house. So they said, hey, look, give us Daniel or we're going to kill you. We're going to kill you or we're going to destroy all of this. Now, something that is very reminiscent to that is what these Edomites actually had in their constitution that says that they are able to overthrow the government. So it just goes to show you the pattern of who these people are. It was all the way back then, all the way till now. Nothing has ever changed about these people. Okay? Verse 31. Who cast him into the lion's den where he was 6 days. They knew about Daniel. They knew his strength. They knew who he was. They knew he was an Israelite. They knew he was a Jew. They knew his power. That's why all of them they all had to gang up on him. It couldn't be just one nor two. But if they would have remembered, all they needed to do was remember the story of Samson, because Samson killed 1,000 niggas with a jawbone of a damn donkey. Our men. And so now you see why the campaign is so strong to make us effeminate. Verse 32. And in the den there were 7 lions, and they had given them every day 2 carcasses and 2 sheep, which then were not given to them to the intent they might devour Daniel. So what happened? There were 7 lions. They used to feed them sheep and carcasses, and then they stopped feeding the lions, thinking that the lions were going to go ahead and kill Daniel. Do you see the wickedry of these individuals? Remember, we were the gladiators then. That's what that whole Roman Colosseum. I can't wait to see that damn place just fall. They used to have chambers under the Roman Colosseum where they used to have our people. They used to have Israelites. And they would dress them up in them damn gladiator costumes and make them go fight bears and tigers and lions and everything. But they never really told you how many victories we had. They just give you the horror stories, because they probably cut off their limbs so that they couldn't fight. All right, verse 33. Now there was in Jewry a prophet called Habakkuk. You see that? Again, the Apocrypha referencing the other scriptures and the prophets. And this is the prophet Habakkuk, who had made pottage and had broken bread in a bowl and was going into the field for to bring it to the reapers. You see that? Do you see how descriptive the scriptures are? How it breaks down everything that they were doing right there at the moment? Verse 34, and watch this. But the angel of the Lord said unto Habakkuk, Go, carry the dinner that thou hast into Babylon unto Daniel, who is in the lion's den. So the angel of the Lord, who is that? That's the Son, that's Christ. He's told Habakkuk, say, yo, stop, hold up, stop. Nah, take that food and go give it to Daniel. Ooh. If y'all not picking up on this, family, if y'all not picking up on this. So Daniel was all about the Most High. He was all about the Father. All about the Father, willing to do the Father's bidding and to obey the Father. So what'd he do? He said, listen, I'm not worshiping this damn dragon, and I damn sure ain't worshiping you or anything that you bring to me. I don't give a damn about none of that. I'm not impressed by this damn dragon. I know who made it. My father made it. That's who I'm impressed by. And the Most High showed favor to that so much that he sent his son to go take him something to eat. Come on now. Come on now. Come on, family. Be with me right now. What's going on here? So when you do the bidding of the Most High, the Father said, I got you. You don't have to worry about a damn thing. All you got to do is keep my damn commandments. That's all you got to do, and I got you. But yet, the Christian church and a lot of these damn false Israelite pastors out there, they tell you to sin. You see that? All throughout our scriptures, we have the example of our brothers keeping these commandments and the Most High rewarding them. And so many people, they'll sit there and ask questions. Oh, why is my life the way that it is? Why can't I catch a break? And the first question to ask them, are you keeping God's commandments? No, that's why. When you keep the commandments, the Most High got you. If you can't get that through your thick skull, then I don't know what to tell you. But it's all throughout. Keep the commandments, and the Most High will bless you. Okay, let's continue. Verse 35. And Habakkuk said, Lord, I never saw Babylon, neither do I know where the den is. So he's like, I've never been to Babylon. I don't know. I don't know where it's at. Watch this next part. Watch this. Then the angel of the Lord took him by the crown and bare him by the hair of his head, and through the vehemency of his spirit set him in Babylon over the den. So Christ literally said, nigga, come here, picked him up by the crown of the head and flew him into Babylon to take them the food. For those of you that think that the Most High in Christ will not interact with you on a physical level, that was how close our people were to the Father and the Son. That there was physical interaction. That Christ came in the spirit and picked them up and said, nigga, look, it's right here. It's right here. Now, I know many of you don't know what that term vehemently means, so let's go ahead and get the definition so that you can get the full scope of what this is. Watch this. Vehemently, in a strongly emotional or zealous manner, ardently. You see what that is? He did it forcefully. Nigga, come here. Daniel's in there. Watch this. Now, let's go to verse... Where are we at? Yeah. Verse 37. And Habakkuk cried, saying, O Daniel, Daniel, take the dinner which God have sent thee. Just something as little as food. The first delivery service. You see that? The Most High said, my son is hungry. I'm going to feed my son. While so many of us out there scrambling to eat. And so many of us are worried that the Most High ain't listening. Oh, he's listening. His back is turned, but he's listening. And he told us all we have to do is keep the commandments. That's it. And the Father blessed him with dinner. Do you see that? If he will bless him with dinner, do you know what else he will bless us with if we keep the commandments, man? Verse 38. And Daniel said, Thou hast remembered me, O God, neither hast thou forsaken them that seek thee and love thee. And Daniel went ahead and gave him his praise. Thank you for feeding me. Thank you, Father, for bringing me dinner. So Daniel arose and did eat, and the angel of the Lord set Habakkuk in his own place again immediately. Took him back. You see that? Oh my gosh, I love it. I absolutely love this story. I love it. That interaction right there from the Son, from Christ. Nigga, come here. This is where it's at. Give him his food. You done? All right. Even had the courtesy to take him back. Verse 40. Upon the seventh day, the king went to bewail Daniel. And when he came to the den, he looked in, and behold, Daniel was sitting. Then cried the king with a loud voice, saying, Great art, Lord God of Daniel, and there is none other beside thee. Do you see what happened? Do you see how the Most High used Daniel? He took his servant, somebody who was obedient, and said, I'm going to use my son right there as an example to get these niggas' minds right. They down there worshiping the damn dragon. I'm going to make the world see just who I am through my children. Y'all not ready for that. Y'all not ready. Y'all not ready. Y'all are not ready to understand that the Most High will use you to prove to the world that he is the one almighty God. But so many of us are so focused on the religion of me, just like a lot of them damn camp leaders out there that like to stand on crates and take notice. You see that? That's not the spirit of the Most High here. The Most High's men are humble. They give reverence to the Father. They don't make intercessions for themselves. They do the Father's bidding. And because they do the Father's bidding, the Father says, I'm going to use them. I'm going to use you to prove to all these other nations just how great I am. But the thing that you have to do, you have to take yourself out of it. And so many of them camp leaders, so many of these Christian pastors, they put themselves on display. They don't remove themselves from it. They want that glorification. They want the idolatry to be all about them. The reason why these pastors wear these luxurious suits and gator skin shoes, the reason why a lot of these camp leaders wear those elaborate outfits to stand up so everybody can say, hey, look at him. And they're like, yeah, look at me, look at me. You must remove yourself from it. You gotta be humble. Verse 42. And he drew him out and cast those that were the cause of his destruction into the den, and they were devoured in a moment before his face. I'm going to read that again. And he drew him out and cast those that were the cause of his destruction into the den, and they were devoured in a moment before his face. So you're not picking up on that if you didn't get it. The king went and got Daniel and saw that Daniel was completely fine, intact, untouched, unscathed. And so the king went and said, Daniel, come on out. Yo, your God is the real God. That's who I'm going to go with. That's who I'm going to roll with. As far as these niggas right here, he took them and threw the people that put Daniel in the den, and they watched as those lions devoured them one by one, tortured them, ripped them to pieces in the glory of the Most High God of Israel. Imagine what the Most High will do for you if you're just obedient. Imagine what we can do. Imagine what we can accomplish together, family, if we all kept the commandments. Imagine. I want you to think about something real quick. I want you to think about Esau. I want you to think about Esau. I want you to think about the other nations. I want you to think about this story right here. I want you to think about a couple of things. First and foremost, do you know that they understand the power that we truly have? Do y'all understand that they know, yo, them niggas have dragons and beasts at their disposals? I don't think y'all are ready to allow that to enter into your brains. I don't think y'all get that. Us as the people, we have access to the things that the rest of the world does not have. We have access to the Father. We have access to the angels. We have access to Christ. And the way that we get that access, we must keep the commandments. And then we pray. We pray for the destruction of our enemies. The reason why we are still in captivity is because we continue to sin. We continue to be separated. We've been removed from our heritage. Do you know what our heritage is? Our heritage is those Israelites have access to dragons. Fire-breathing dragons that live in the mountains, that live in the shade, that live in the water, but we want to continue to be disobedient little professional sinners. All because we love the things that Esau do, because we love their culture, we love their sexual desires, we love those things, but we won't give the Most High the time of day, and now we continue to live in this captivity when we got damn dragons at our disposal. Think about that. Think why some of us get really mad and we get really pissed off when we see people that just want to deliberately continue to break the commandments and we're trying to get the hell up out of here. Think about that. Think about the selfishness behind that. Think about that. We got it all. The Father gave it to us all. But what do? I don't want it. Let me turn on the Real Housewives and see how these whores are living so I can act just like them. Let me ignore my family. Let me ignore my wife. Let me ignore my children so I can sit down here and watch this football game for 3, 4, 5 hours, however long it takes. How about this one? Let me pimp a nation of people. Call it a congregation and call it a camp. Bring them in. Promote a multiple wives theory, a multiple wives doctrine, disrespect their husbands, hit on their wives, and call myself a leader. How about we do that? Do you see just how screwed up of a people we truly are? When all we got to do is keep the commandments, give honor, praise, reverence, and acknowledgement to the Most High God of Israel, the only one true living God that these nations know is real. But they know as long as we remain in sin, they'll remain in power. So now, the question is, after learning this here tonight, do you change for the better or do you remain in the worst circumstances? The choice is up to you. Israel! I'm so glad we was able to bring this out here tonight. I'm so glad that you got to actually learn that these damn dragons and stuff are really real. They're real. They're not metaphoric. They're not mythological. They're real. And even when we see these things, when we see these animals, when we go to the museums and you see the bones of these damn things, those small miniature versions of what was really out there, you can look up to the Father and say, all praises to the Most High God. You can give him his respect and reverence for creating something so majestic. We think lions and stuff like that are majestic. These damn animals that we will see again. We will see again because, as Solomon said, there's nothing new under the sun. Nothing. Which means they'll be back. And the only way that they're coming back is when we start being obedient to the Father. That's it. There's no other way. As long as we remain in sin, Esau remains in power. And the only one that can take back that power is us. By how? Keeping the commandments. And when we keep the commandments, the Father says, all right, they're getting serious down there. Let's go. That's what I want. That's what I want for you. I'm not even gonna lie, that's what I want for me too. I'm ready to go. But of course, the Most High still, in all of his grace and mercy, is still allowing so many of our people to get their lives together. And you don't have a lot of time. Because all over this planet, prophecy after prophecy after prophecy is happening. And at any moment, the boom occurs. The sky's peeled back. We see into dimensions. The Most High's throne. The chariots. And Christ. And then after that, the fire comes. Are you going to be in that fire? I hope not. You better pray every day that the Most High chooses you and shows mercy to you. And don't be selfish with your prayers either. Don't be selfish. Pray for Israel. Pray for our revival. Pray for our restoration. And pray that the Father puts his eyes back on us and protects us in these last days, because it's getting worse. Worse by the day. And mainly, we got to pray for each other. We got to lift each other up. We got to tell each other that we indeed do love each other, and also show it in our actions as well. We got to do that. But as long as we remain in sin, we remain at the bottom. All right? And with that being said, Israel, I love you. I'm out.